friends and neighbors. Welcome in the light, where laughter's the answer and hearts are shining bright. With calloused hands and wits, so raise your sharp. Let's praise a place where love ignites the spark. In the field of dreams where sweat and hope combine, we'll raise our voices high and toast to the divine. Be your best and let your spirit always rise. Give thanks for every moment under sunny skies. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life.
Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to Sunnyside. Wow, it has been another great week. We've had pretty good weather out here on the old Sunnyside Ranch, and I built some things, built a chicken tractor, which is what you do when you want to put chickens in a thing that where they're like can be pulled around the yard. And so every day I move them about 10 feet, and they're doing well. Happy chickens make a lot of eggs, so we get about 12 or 13 eggs every day from these happy hens. Except one hen's not very happy with me. First day that I moved my 1,100 pound or more chicken tractor, I used the gator instead of the tractor, and I ran over one of the chicken's legs. She's not happy with me at all, but it turns out that you can splint a chicken's leg, and I splint the chicken's leg with a couple of popsicle sticks and some gauze and some Gorilla Tape. And so she's adapting to her new walking style. She's hopped up in the infirmary onto the different. She's been up on the high bars, so she's getting around and a little grousy because she's not strutting around like she used to, but she's okay. Still have 19 birds that are producing rent with their eggs. And am working on Hen Holla, which, of course, it makes it sound like I'm a real chicken crazy person. I'm not. But we've been talking about this Norwegian stave church that I'm going to build. And I'm building it now. It finally, I mean, we did the foundation before I left for Ireland. And then now this week has been kind of literally hot and heavy because it's been hot, humid, and put framing together, it's heavy. So Colin helps me get some of the bigger walls into place. And so the first story... The first story of a 3-story chicken house is in place, and more on that to continue. But, last week, lots of great reviews, too, having spoken to Brendan McCarty, our tour guide in Ireland, and how fun it was to hear his voice again and hear his stories and truly share why he has been such a sunny side of other people's lives. That's something that I wanted to continue on and focus more as we wrap up the second half of this fourth season, I guess now, the Sunny Side of Life. And so I wanted to introduce you to another person who has truly been the sunny side of so many people's lives, and on the business and commerce side of a small community, but then just in general, a great and wonderful person. I'm very biased because she is also my sister-in-law, who hails from Modesto, California, but has now been in Forest City. How many years?
13.
13 years. That's the voice of Julianna Burkholder, my sister-in-law. Hey, welcome to Sunnyside again, Julianna.
I was just here last night.
You were, yeah. Well, it's the advantage of being family. But we had our final Ragbri get together, kind of a thing for the. It's not our final thing. It was for the executive committee group and the kind of leaders of the different.
The committee leads.
Committee leads, yeah. Mm-hmm. And once again, you pulled out the sister-in-law card, and I got to cook all the burgers and the brats for everybody and call bingo. But we had a great time. And it was nice to see most of the people. And I said, a lot of folks still didn't come. I think they were maybe tired of Ray. We're like, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm done with it, Mm-hmm. And you're done too. You are done too. So you're done now. Is tomorrow, so I guess so we're recording this on a Sunday afternoon, and so when you hear this, today is your first day. Monday is the first day at the new the new job, and what's that going to be, by the way?
Well, I didn't plan that very well. I should have maybe like taken a week
Yeah,
just to do what I want.
yeah.
But no, the new job, I'm going to work for Taylor Wilson at Greenstone Wealth Management and going to be a financial advisor. So basically going to go back to school and study and try to pass that test and then get going.
Well, I don't think you'll have any problem passing the test because you are, valedictorian of your high school, right? So we all know that's the thing.
Right.
Yes,
That's right.
That's right.
No one needs to know what the real meaning of that means.
Yeah, you gave the speech. I mean, that's what it means. Yeah. But for the last how many years have you been with the chamber? When did you start? Was it 3 years ago?
It was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Forest City is a town of 4,000 plus or minus people, and we've got some big industries. 3M has a distribution plant, but that's called something else now.
Solventum.
And Winnebago Industries, of course, this is the home of Winnebago, which it all started. Yeah. So and then lots of local businesses. So so as a small community chamber director, we probably have some, I don't know, fairly unusual advantages because we do have some larger industries that are here in town.
Oh, yeah. When I got started, I came from the golf course industry for about 10 years. So I knew that whole crowd.
Yeah.
That whole crowd of Forest City and like neighboring communities. So joining the chamber was kind of a little bit different crowd. It was more like our partnerships with the city, Parks and Rec, and economic development. So getting to know all of those people, and there's quite a bit of little politics involved.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, we're home of Winnebago, so try to capitalize on that along with, the big industries, Solventum, Waldorf University, the school district. So just at first, just getting to know, meeting all these different people, attending all these different board meetings that I had to go to, just because I was the face of the chamber and you had to kind of spread your wings and be a good partner.
And you also do like the community celebration and anything community. There was all kinds of things that you had going on. The traditional town celebration for Forest City is Pucker Brush Days, which is one of the original names of the town was Pucker Brush.
Yes,
which is
which
weird.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were Hill City and then Pucker Brush and then Forest City.
Yeah. And so you so you had to plan those things, but there were also classic car shows. There were, just any type of big events would come through. You didn't necessarily plan things like the Camp Winnebago or the Winnebago National Rally or whatever, but they had, but certainly they were here, and so all of that. And then of course RAGBRAI came to town here at the very end of your career with the chamber too. That didn't have anything to do with you changing directions, did it?
No. I was seriously not looking, but an opportunity found my lap. That was a lot to put on my other chamber duties. RAGBRAI was so, but no, I would have continued on if this didn't happen.
Yeah, and so tell us, like, what does the chamber? So the actual title is you're the executive director, right?
Right.
Of the Forest City Chamber of Commerce, or you were as of Friday, I guess was your last day, or was it yesterday? Was it Saturday? Was your last day?
Oh, Friday.
Let's call it Friday.
Yeah. And
so, what does the executive director, the primary mission, like, what is the mission of the executive director of a chamber do?
So it's basically like driving traffic to local businesses, getting our community together, fundraising initiatives, just better our business community, locals, and put on events for our town.
Is it a go-between? You said that there's some politics, but is it really just a relationship job, or not just, but it's high on relationships and communicating between, businesses even together, like they may be members of the chamber. And what does that entail too? Like there's two questions there, I guess. Let's just like, so is it a communication job, like getting businesses to work together and be even aware of each other and then tying them to the public or yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, it's very much communications related. You're dealing with so many different personalities and just, me personally, like I would go around to all the businesses and just introduce myself at first and then, eventually just make appearances every now and then. But yeah, huge relationship based. And then getting them to work together, like letting them know that, hey, we've got motor night coming up. What can you do at your business to be open and offer some sort of special during motor night?
Yeah.
Hey, Sweet Emmy's is doing this. Should we do like a pie and ice cream social with Sally's and Sweet Emmy Lou's? So yeah, just trying to like think of creative. That's a huge part of the job, is being creative.
Yeah. In addition to the creativity of the actual business owners themselves, they, and what they're maybe they're always trying to think of ways to improve their revenue, their sources of income and sales and whatnot. But it helps to have somebody on the outside saying, hey, I wonder if they even know what's going on over here on this, then maybe that would help them out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can only help a business to a point. I can encourage them to do things, but it's on them at the end of the day, and they decide not to do something or make something look more presentable. That's all I can do. Did
you find that it was easy to work with the different business owners in the different industries that we have in town, or were there some challenges or personalities that are not open to suggestion, or I imagine some variety there.
So my type of personality, I really feel like I was really good in this role because I could somehow get along with like all the personalities that I had to deal with. Some were so easy. I mean, some were just like, yeah, we'll do that. But some, no, we're not going to do that. And no, we're not going to be open. And so then you just have to like find ways to help them in other ways and just kind of pivot and
Yeah, they may not take your suggestions, but they are, they're still members of the Chamber of Commerce, so they want to see the benefit of that, even if they don't want to take any suggestions.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to benefit from this, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Like a really nice relationship would be if they would come to me and I would come to them, but sometimes it's just me going to them and then they're not listening, and then it's just like, I don't know what else to do with them.
Yeah. I think you're... Obviously, I'm biased, known you for a long time. And I feel like there's only, you do have a personality that is well suited for that particular job, because one of the things about you is that you do not come off as a person who is, motivated by self-interest, like you're not coming in to say, you should do this because I think you should do this. Even your demeanor and the delivery of when you are communicating is really just like, how can I help? I want to help. And I think, did you think that maybe this would be helpful?
Yeah.
Type of situation. And certainly not everybody has that type of demeanor.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a tough role to fill, because you do need that kind of demeanor to be the face a little bit of the community. And there's, like I said, again, I feel like I'm on repeat, but like there's so many personalities out there.
Yeah. And
to be able to just go in and talk to someone that's really strong or someone's really soft, you just...
But they all want to be successful. I mean, you're not in business to fail, and everybody wants to be successful. And so how what did you do, I guess, to tie in the commerce aspect, the people that were in profit generating businesses, with the nonprofit entities that are also part of our small community? And small communities everywhere rely on those, whether it's the Rotary Club or the Lions Club, or the Waldorf University is nonprofit. The school district is nonprofit to the extent that it is a public entity. So how did you work with those two different for-profit and nonprofit type of entities in the community?
For Pucker Brush, for example, like I would always send an email to all the nonprofits saying, hey, here's an opportunity where you can come uptown. We're going to have all these people uptown, and you can sell something, you can make something and sell it, or just be there and do giveaways, make people knowledgeable of who you are, whatever their mission is for the nonprofit. But always giving them the opportunity of the events that we've got going and planned, and just letting them know about it in multiple ways too. We've got so many social media platforms that we use that we can help them. we've got a digital board, we've got our website, we've got Facebook, Instagram, a lot of different platforms.
It seems like you had pretty good relationship with the city as well, because if you had a banner that you wanted to put up, those guys would just be out there. Oh, Julie's got another banner. Got to put a banner across J Street, and it seems like they were all pretty helpful with all of that.
Very helpful. This job is about building relationships. And so when I first started, I made it a point to go see everyone and introduce myself and let them know that I'm, what my role is now. And so I got to know the city crew really well. Dwayne's been so helpful, Dwayne Kuhn and Andrew Faber. They like, I just text them, hey, can you do this for me? And like, they just are like, sure, we'll be right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is about me, or if maybe they're just like that with everyone. I don't know, but they always seem to do it for me.
Well, I think that it is part of the demeanor. Like you have to have, you have a very friendly personality, and you're not approaching people aggressively that I've ever seen. Now, I know you are an aggressive competitor, particularly on the golf course, and you have, a strong streak of competition, but you just don't come off that way in anything that when you're talking to people, or, you listen and they feel like they're respected by you. And I think you do a really good job of making people feel like they're good at what they do, and they're smart, like you have a good way of making people, and you're like, oh, you say that you're, oh, that's, you cheer them on in the middle of a conversation, and then they get fired up and they don't even realize what's happening. So I don't think you're doing that nefariously either. I just think that's how you are. And that's probably why you get the response you do.
Like, Troy, you know me so well. Like, you summed me up. That was so nice of you. But no, it's true. I mean, I think you kind of nailed me right on.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be successful in the new industry that you're going, into, as you help people, plan for their financial futures, and people in that, particular field. They can, if they don't have that particular set of skills, like you, Taylor was pretty smart to bring you on board, because you can definitely see that, like I said, when you approach people, like they're not feeling threatened. Like I'm here to help, and I'll do what I can. I'll make suggestions, and it's up to you ultimately. And people like that. Some people like to be told what to do, but in general, they want to feel like it's their own idea and they see the value in it. And so clearly, everything that has, from even when you were running the golf course, not just as the pro, but just running the managing the Bear Creek golf course. How many years did you do that?
I was at Bear Creek for 5 and Rice Lake for 5, so 10 total.
10, yeah, 5 and 5, yeah, right. 2 golf courses. I forgot about Rice Lake. That's just a dig at Lake Mills, but I forgot all about that one. Yeah, you did great up there, and of course, you get to know all the same people, and a lot of people that are in business play golf.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Taylor, so he was on the board at Bear Creek when I was managing Bear Creek Golf Course, and so that's how I got to know Taylor. This is going to be my new boss. Yeah, and he just saw day in, day out, like how I was around all the members and people that would come in to pay green fees. He actually offered me this job 3 years ago. But I was going to the chamber. I'm like, no, I want to give the chamber a shot. And then about 4 months ago is when he approached me again and said, hey, I really want you to come work for me now. Yeah. And basically like gave me an opportunity that I couldn't turn down.
Yeah. Well, and that's probably good in the sense that, I mean, just think of the contacts that you have and the relationships you've developed in the last 3 years, in addition to the 10 years before that, of all of the people that you know. I mean, you know more people in Forest City than I do, and I grew up here.
That's what my husband says. That's what Reed says too. Yeah. He goes, you know so many people. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I think everything happens for a reason. I think this, like the chamber was a great stepping stool to where I'm going now. Yeah. In the right direction because of all the contacts. Yeah. I mean, I know so many people.
Yeah, for sure.
I've built so many relationships now.
And you were always, so a part of it is, like we talked about a little bit, I mean, it's a lot of event planning. I mean, and one could almost say, like, if you went to college, I don't know if that's a degree or not, but I suppose if it was, event planning would be, I mean, it's a huge part of the job, just making the logistics side of every little thing. And they're not, it's usually not just like well, it's this 2 weeks or this week or this month. It's like these 2 weeks bleed into these 3 days, which will overlap with that week. And then we're into a month of this. And so how do you manage all of that?
I mean, it was a little different this year with Ragbri because that was like it just took over. I mean, the beast, it's like a beast. And, just events and it's like a big, the train is coming and it's going to get here, but it's like, you just kind of hop on and you just kind of roll with it. Like, what I'm trying to say. Events it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I know I have Pucker Brush coming. And so, you have to order, you got to get the food vendors there. You have to get the flyers out. You've got to get the timeline for everyone. You got to get, what events are you planning this year for? Or what activities are you planning for this? What will make people happy and like want to come?
Yeah.
That's what I always look at. For a lot of my events, if it's family oriented, I ask my kids.
Yeah.
They're 7 and 10. What would you guys like to do at this event? What would be fun? Would the foam cannon be fun? The kids' foam dance party?
Yeah. You did a lot of stuff that had never been done before.
Yeah.
And it was really, and it was much, very much related to what the kids liked and keeping the kids uptown and having a good time. When I was a kid growing up, it was called Frontier Days.
Yeah.
And there was always a very sketchy, rides, and like, I'm not sure where these guys came from and all of that. But, you could ride around before there were a lot of safety rules. You could ride, there'd be the rules. And then we'd shoot the beer keg with the fire hoses and things like that. And it felt kind of, and it was always around the courthouse square. And then it kind of fell off significantly. And it just kind of became a kind of a parade and some things like that. But in the last 3 years, and it has changed since you've been around, and really, it's so vital. If people don't know, small town celebrations, like in Iowa, almost every town's got its own special celebration, and it may seem insignificant, but that's kind of the opportunity for those small towns to show themselves off and to have a good time, and people look forward to it. And then they build memories. Like I can still remember Frontier Days as a kid. And so now your kids and the kids that are in that age bracket, they remember, what is it? The foam, what is it? The spray, not spray foam. That'd be
the foam cannon,
the bubble dance parties, just all the fun stuff that I'd never seen that before. And I think people were having a lot of fun.
I mean, that's what brings me joy. Like that's what's worth it to me to put on these events and use my creativity and like make it how it is. To see them have fun is just everything. I mean, that just makes me feel so good to like see the smiles on their faces and everything. But leading up to it, I mean, it's a process. Like you have to get permission from the courthouse grounds. You have to, go to their board meetings. You have to get permission from the city for street closures. And then just the day of the event, you're there morning up until sundown and working the whole time on your feet and
finding helpers too, because your helpers, I think you have one other paid employee in the chamber besides the director, and then after that it's all volunteer and committee based volunteers. So they're busy, they're business members themselves, they're trying to manage their own, and then you're bringing people in from the community. So was there like your first year had to be kind of drinking from the fire hose, or was there like a binder? Did Norma set you up with some sort of, hey, you should probably do this, and this, or was it just like, bye, figure it out, And did you leave then something then for Megan, your replacement?
Yeah, I mean, so I've built this. When Norma left, she did have a binder, and I kind of went off that. But then I met with the committee, and we also decided that we would add in some more things like entertainment. Well, let's hire a band, let's try it, and do a beer garden. And then it progressed into, last year we did 2 nights of entertainment and 2 nights of beer garden. And we changed the location of it because we're just kind of, every year it seems like that we were just learning from the last, like what can we do better? So no, I left Megan great notes. She's got a great Pucker Brush committee that she's going to work with. And we had our final wrap-up meeting for Pucker Brush and some really good ideas for next year. I'm just going to let Megan take it away. I'm not going to even be on the committee for that.
Yeah.
For the first year, I may come back and join later on, but just let her do her thing.
Well, it's probably, you're really good at, obviously you did a lot of golf tournaments in 10 years, and you continue to do some golf tournaments for the chamber each year as a fundraiser. You also helped out with other, golf tournaments for different entities just because, you have that down pat. But you're really good creating events, and if you're good at something, it's nice if you can enjoy to continue to do that, but on your own terms. So do you look forward to still being able to, when you want to create a knockout event, that you can do it, but you don't have to do 12 knockout events a year because that's your job?
That's just it. If there's one thing that's a little bit overwhelming for me with being the chamber director, is that I put too much pressure on myself to like do better and more each year, and like create more and how to make it better. And I think everyone's like that in a sense, but I just really always wanted to outdo myself. And I think now, not having anything to do with events like that, I can just do one a year, and maybe it'll be a golf tournament, and it'll probably be a ladies' night, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll probably do like a Wednesday night themed ladies event and just get them all in and excited. Cause I like events are fun, but when you have to do multiple of them, it gets a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, the better you are at something, I've noticed, the more you get asked to do it. And that's okay. It's a reflection of what people, think of you, that they feel like you can do something. So yeah, now that you're a freelancer on the event planning stuff, just watch out, because people say, Julie's really good at that. You might have to learn to say no, which is easier said than done. I can't say that I've been good at that either.
So he's inferring right now about how much I've asked him to help me.
Well,
because Troy, you have seriously helped with so many events. He helped out with the golf tournament. He was like my MC for that. And we always do like some sort of game afterwards. So he's our game show host for that. He never says no to me. And then RAGBRAI was like the biggest one. I mean, he was the head of all charters and campsites, which is like probably the biggest role for RAGBRAI, because you need to find a place for everyone to sleep, 20,000 of them.
I didn't know that at the time. I mean, when we were picking committee head positions, I was like, marketing could be fun. I don't want to have anything to do with entertainment. I'm not super interested. I was like, but this seems like it's pretty square, simple. You find places for people to camp for one night. How hard can that be? And I'm like, I don't know if it was that hardest. I don't know. I think your job was the hardest for all of it, tying it all together. But when I look back on that, I'm like, whew, that committee was, that was a big, that was a big job.
That was a big job. And how many charters did you meet with? Like 40 of them?
There was 38 charters that we had that were in town, but that only represented not even half of the 20,000 that were here. And the rest were, organizing those places. But I talked about that on other shows. And it was a relief to have done it. I think we did a good job, but it
really
was
good. It
was also, good to be able to have those different committees. So I could just say, that's not that's not my lane. That's marketing, or that's a different committee. I'm just focused on like, where does this toilet go? And that was, that I was happy with that. But boy, I was also happy for it to be done.
Yep. I know. What a relief. Yeah. What a relief.
We did raise as a and that just our committee group. I mean, $75,000, I think we talked about. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. And that money all goes to good causes in the community. And then of course, chamber members and civic organizations, nonprofits, they certainly benefited for that one day of visitors. I hope everybody did well. I think that most of them did. I don't know if they all accomplished maybe what they were hoping to get. It's hard to, but again, you provide it's got to be the same frustration as a chamber director. It's like, well, we provide these opportunities to inform you about what might work best in this particular situation or this circumstance for this event. And then, but I can't communicate it with you if you don't present yourself to be communicated with.
Right.
And so, I think there were a lot of times where we just like for churches examples, we say, hey, churches, like, there's a great opportunity to meet people, to serve your to serve your mission as churches, also maybe to raise some money and promote the gospel or whatever it is you happen to be doing, hopefully, if they're churches. And then, we have like 12, 14 churches in town. I think we saw 4 of them
Yeah.
that was like, that would regularly communicate and kind of stay on top. And you could see the differences too. Like I think that they did well in their meals they served. I think they certainly did well with their volunteers that they provided and the different things that they did. And the ones that we didn't have the opportunity to talk to because they didn't ever come to the meeting. It's like,
I know.
I think they might have been disappointed in some of their outcomes. It's like, well, we tried to.
I think with Ragbri, just because it didn't come through Forest City, in 2014 was the last time. And so it was all new for us, and so when we're trying to explain in the beginning, like at our town halls, like, hey, this is what you should expect. We only knew what we knew at that time.
Right.
We gained so much knowledge as we went down the process, a few months out and closer to the event. We learned so much. And at that point, like, we were trying to communicate with people still, but
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, it was my only suggestion. I have many suggestions for Ragbri, and they're all good, positive things that we learned. But I would say just do this a year out. Like at the end of Ragbri, you should just say, "And next year's route is this," and announce it a year out. And just you don't have to do necessarily the route, but you can say it's a southern route, and you can name your 7 towns or whatever, and then people can sort of figure it out. And I think that would be great on the volunteer and the community side because you've got now a year to really think it through. I know that'd be more work for Ragbri at the first time because they'd have to be doing double the work. They'd be basically planning 2 Ragbris and meeting with twice as many towns. But then I think after that it would be just. I mean, we know when the Olympics are going to be in 8 years. So, like, can you not know where the Ragbri is going to be the next year at the end of July? Can we, because it would just be so much easier for the communities to spread out their meetings and find volunteers probably.
And then just like, think of all the stuff that you've helped me with though, Troy. Oh. I mean, like bingo. Remember we hosted bingo?
Yes.
Bowman?
We did that one time.
Yes.
And I thought that was a lot of fun. We probably could have. Look, I tell you what, folks, there's room for an illegal bingo hall in this community. And I'm not saying where it's located because it'd be illegal, but
I'm telling you.
People come out for bingo.
After that night, I had several people come up to me. Can we do this once a month? Once a month. Come on.
Yeah.
And then Pucker Brush Days, Troy, you were my MC for like the Battle of the Businesses and Kids.
Oh, yeah.
How did that go for you?
I mean, that was fun. I had a lot of. It's fun to narrate I came in pretty cold on that, like, because I just with the different things that were going on, I didn't have a lot of time between baseball announcing and I think I couldn't for Ragbri, whatever. I couldn't. There was a lot of stuff going on. I think baseball was the primary thing that got in the way in that particular case. But I didn't have a chance to like really learn the games that we were doing. So it's like I learned the games just moments before the team captains learned, so that was fun. But then keeping the flow going and talking. I have my own my own delivery and my own sense of humor, what I think is funny, and just let it go and don't, I'm not waiting for people to laugh. I'm just going to keep on rolling.
Yeah.
And so, some people they got it, and other people, they were like, I don't even, did you say that? So, I thought it was a lot of fun.
And you're great because besides being funny and like keeping the flow, like part of keeping the flow is telling people what's going on tonight and what's going on tomorrow. And you were so helpful with that. And like, hey, head down to the Forest City Fire Department parking lot. We've got entertainment, beer garden down there. Yeah. All the stuff going on. And
that was great. I mean, you talked about moving things around and trying things different in locations. I thought that was Pamela Park was a great location for all of that stuff. Obviously, that huge parking lot behind the fire department ambulance service was wonderful for the concert. And I think Friday night was a really good turnout down there. Like the whole town was out. I think that was coupled with the number of people that were uptown for the things that we were doing there, the Battle of the Businesses and the Battle of the Kids and Little Mr. and Miss Pucker Brush, all that was uptown. And I think it also helped that there was the shrimp boil, too, for the Winnebago vendors over at the golf course, which is just across the river.
Right.
And they had to trundle on over from whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
Some of them been golfing a little bit long that day.
Yep.
So let's go to the beer
we had
garden.
The fireworks that night. I mean, it was beautiful.
It was, and live entertainment, and they did such a great job. And that was all local talent too, which was just fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the only one that wasn't from Forest City proper was maybe they have one of the, like, was he a fiddle player? Maybe the fiddle player. Somebody, it felt like he was from Omaha or something like that. Because it was, they put together Donovan Johnson. Everybody on the show knows Donovan. He put together a country music review, which was awesome.
River City Rodeo.
River City Rodeo.
They did like a Garth Brooks tribute.
Yeah, and when the fireworks went off, everybody turned around and they looked towards the south east, and the fireworks were, boom, and then in the background they're singing "Proud to Be an American."
I know,
and all that
it was
sort of stuff.
phenomenal.
And I kept turning around thinking, are they playing a recording? Because I thought it was so good, but it was the band. They were nailing it. So, and yeah, it was awesome. That was a really small town, special time. Beautiful weather and fireworks, and it's just all Americana. And
it was just like, it's moments like that I'm like, okay, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah. And we could probably, when you're the chamber director, you're the number one cheerleader and promoter of the community, regardless of, I suppose in the bigger cities, were there like conventions? Like, are there chamber director conventions did you ever go to any of those?
The only thing I have ever attended was the Travel Iowa Tourism Conference.
Okay.
And yeah, I definitely picked up some ideas from that, but there are chamber director conferences, like state or United States wide too.
Wow. Yeah.
You could go, and I never made it that far.
Yeah. Didn't go to those, but they were available.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't need to go to that. I know what I'm doing here.
Well, not because of that, but
Well, I would say that those things are probably good. It would be interesting to see the the difference in dynamics in the sizes of towns and in the locations around the country, because I think every region's kind of unique what the expectations of the people are.
Yeah. I think, whether you're in Mason, I'm sure that chamber director's role's, pretty different than mine in Forest City. I'm sure, similar things, but maybe she's doing more things on the state level too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Mason City would be what we call a regional hub with commerce and shopping and that type of thing within 30 miles away, and so talking about that too, like with one of the I would imagine that the purpose of being a member of the chamber is to promote your business and to make whatever benefits that you can achieve by working together as a community of business people, even if they're your competitors, to become more successful. That's the bottom line.
Right.
So there is a shift in small town America. It's difficult to talked about the regional hub, say that's 30 miles away, where they've got the big box stores, and that's kind of where everybody goes to. If you got to do a Walmart run in this part of the world, you got to drive 30, 40 miles, which is probably mind-blowing to some people around the country. They're like, what? Walmart's like right over there. It's like 10 minutes away. I can't imagine living 10 minutes away from Waldorf, not Waldorf. I do live 10 minutes away from Waldorf, from Walmart, but there's the regional hub part of the high mobility of society, the customers willing to drive to go spend it. Well, you were in Mason City today too. You and Finley, and so do we, and then, so we say shop local, again, bringing people in the front doors of all of our little businesses in town. But then there's also the online side of things too. Amazon. I mean, I love Amazon. I guess I'm helping pay for Jeff Bezos's wedding in Italy or whatever, because we just have a lot of Amazon boxes. But they've really figured out that you can get everything, and you can get everything within like a couple of days. And that's here rural. And in big cities, they get it the same afternoon.
Same day.
So that's better than the post office can do.
Right.
And so how do you compete with that on the small? So those things have to be addressed, I imagine, in chamber meetings or.
Yeah, I mean, we're all guilty. We're all going to go to make our Mason run and go to Target, Walmart, get some Culvers.
Yeah, that's right.
When I started like 3 years ago, there was a shift. Like there were so many businesses that were closing, and I was like, geez, like, is it because of me?
Is it me?
Is it me? Like Paddler's Tap was closing, Lola's was closing, the Green Axe was closing at the time. The Iowan, I believe that was closing.
I don't. What's that?
The burger joint that was where Athletico and
Oh yeah,
Daily Grind are.
Yeah.
So I just kept telling people,
Probably why I closed. People are like, what was that? Yeah.
I know. I kept telling people, okay, let's give it. It's like I feel like there's a huge shift going on right now. Let's give it a couple years. Well, guess what? We've got a new coffee shop. We've got Daily Grind. We've got Athletico. That's moved locations. That whole new area is like it's looking really good.
Yes. It looks great.
We have a new Heroes Lounge, which replaced Paddlers. We have the Full Moon Bar that's right next to the Green Axe, and the Green Axe is open and doing well.
Good.
We've got a new ice cream shop, Sweet Emmy Lou's on the corner.
Yeah.
Our Chinese is doing well, Mexican. So I feel like it's gaining. I think these business owners need to take note after each other and like what's working for them, and let's try to. I think aesthetics is huge.
Yeah.
You know, people want to go. Yeah, you want something good to eat, but like at the same time, you want it to look good.
Yeah.
You want to feel good when you're in there.
Yeah.
So that, that's a little hard to go into a business and say, hey, you need to make this look a little better.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I shouldn't be able to do this better than you. Like, why would I pay if I can do this better?
Right.
And I'm not saying that I can, but yeah, that's for sure. It's not just aesthetics on the plate though. It's like what the business looks like on the outside, for their front door, their entry, their all of those things. And so is there I mean, boy, how do you approach that? Or do they even ask? It's like, how can I be better at customer service? Like, does anybody ever ask that question?
Oh, unfortunately not.
Yeah, they got it figured out.
Yeah. So I've been pushing for more like outdoor seating, just because I know personally, like if I'm going to go out to a restaurant, I want to sit outside in the summertime in Iowa because it's just so nice. And so I was pushing for like Rick and Christy finally at Sweet Emmy Lou's, they got, a little permanent, seating out there. They have some flowers. I mean, if you see people out enjoying themselves, it brings more people to them. If
you're driving by and you see people that sitting outside, you're like, well, let's go see what they're doing.
Yeah.
You want to do that too.
You want to do it too.
If they're inside, it is kind of funny because it is traditionally the Midwest is a little bit of a buttoned up culture. In fact, it's our bars, and might even be a law. I don't even know. No, it can't be because the Paddler's Tap didn't have it. Typically you couldn't look in the bar window and see. Probably they didn't, it's from the old days, and they're like, you don't want to have your kids looking in the window seat and they're getting drunk, Now what we're saying is like, no, let's go ahead and move it outside, and I think that's because on a nice summer day or a fall day, and people are sitting outside and they're having some nice Oktoberfest beer or whatever, it's like, well, let's go over there.
It's so attractive.
Yeah,
there's music going. There's cute string lights.
Yes,
it's attractive.
Yeah,
and
it's festive.
That's what people want.
They don't have that at home. Like the reason that
that's what would make people come out.
That's right. Yeah, and we have some great businesses uptown. Our main street, which is Clark Street, is probably 3 or 4 blocks, I suppose, in its proper length, as far as where businesses are located, and in the history of towns across the United States, that's where your businesses were all located, and be on your main street, whatever that is. And in Forest City, in the last 40 years or 50 years, since the building of the Highway 69 and the rerouting of 69 so it runs kind of the east side of Forest City, it has slowly been drawing a business corridor off of Clark Street, 6 blocks to the east down to Highway 69, which makes sense for certain types of stores and businesses wanting to be on the corridor. And I know that when you first took that job 3 years ago, I was giving you all kinds of useless advice about what you could do. I said, the first thing you should do is go into your meeting and say, we need to move the cooperative south of town, south of Madison. Which I noticed you never did. I don't know what happened there. No, you didn't. Nobody was open to that. Didn't bring it up. It's kind of hard to move an agricultural cooperative.
I wasn't going to touch that one. And
yeah, I'll leave that for Megan,
because your point.
But there's a railroad spur along Highway 69 that apparently some folks are really proud of that railroad spur because it hauls grain for one business out of town, and it's a railroad line. So people don't know railroads are grandfathered in like despotically. You can't do anything with a railroad right of way, and so it's very frustrating to develop the Highway 69 corridor when your road frontage, and your rules off of a U.S. highway limits the size of your buildings, and then you have this right of way that you have a one train rolling by occasionally, and so that's why I was like, it's just in the wrong spot. The spur is still on the south end. Just move the whole cooperative down there, which would have been ridiculously expensive to move all those grain bins, and all of that, but they could have done it anyway. So things like that. And what else I tell you is I was like, they need to sell East Woods. The libertarian streak was coming out strong. I think I told one of the council members, I know quite a few, I think I know all of them pretty well. And I was like, you guys own too much land. Like the city shouldn't own anything besides the city hall, and where your shed is, and because they're not investors. Like that should be done with the private businesses and things. I'm not speaking for you. This is how people that listen to the show know that I am. So I was like, they should sell East Woods, which is a beautiful park. It is a very hilly space that overlooks the Winnebago River, and it's right next to Bear Creek Golf Course. And I'm like, you want affordable housing? First, you got to build luxury housing, and then all of the others vacuum up. I'm not a chamber director. So are there any wild ideas? Are there any, like in a chamber meeting, are people like shooting the breeze like I am, solving the world's problems with all of their amazing knowledge of how to fix everything?
So those meetings are more like that would happen with economic development in like the city. We had the Forest City Enhancement Group that we would meet like once a month and try to think of some of these bigger ideas. Yeah. Like what can make our town what can we do better? Yeah. So that maybe some of those ideas would kind of come in there. Nothing like that, but maybe we needed you part of that committee.
Yeah. I'd be on it for a short period of time.
Most of the time we're trying to figure out, unfortunately, there are some businesses on Clark Street that are vacant and they're being used for storage. So we're just trying to figure out how do we tackle that and get them rentable looking even, So if a business did come to me and say, hey, I'm looking for a building, and I can go show them, a good space for them to start their business. Yeah.
It's a weird, because that's the ultimate, I went off on a tangent there, but yeah, there's a commercial corridor that you're seeing in certain communities, which in our case would be Highway 69. And then you've got the traditional Main Street, and the heart and soul of the community, whether it is logical or not, is like, well, what are we doing about Main Street? Like, what are we going to do with these businesses? I don't know if the businesses that should be on Highway 69 for traffic, such as what is currently there and probably more could be developed, are the types of businesses that would do well. They wouldn't do well on Clark Street. So what type of businesses should be on Clark Street? I mean, where you're going with Taylor Wilson, that's on Clark Street.
Right.
So that's financial planning. You've got an ice cream shop, perfect location, I think, for that. There's some bars, and I'm glad to see that there are some bars that are closer to the university. I mean, that makes sense. A couple of restaurants, 3 restaurants, 4 if you count Subway, which we should, I guess, and I'm probably missing one, But then, what other types? And of course, the Quilted Forest is there, which is does very good business. Yep. It's a very niche industry. Yeah, so it's almost, and there's some law, is that what it is? Is it like more like the law or the engineer or the, like a creative studio, art studio, like we've got, like Don Johnson started up there, is that's Main Street now? Yep. Not where you're going to go buy your clothes. I don't even know if you can have a retail clothes store. I mean, even Kohl's in the big box in Mason City, like they're.
I think our town could handle like a screen print business, kind of like Threads in Algona. Sure. Where you get your spirit wear like, because we have Waldorf University and Forest City, and like we can just sell all that stuff in there too. Yeah, you're right. Like a spirit store I think would work out really well. Yeah. Well, there's one. Here's my next thing that I would have really pushed for.
Yeah.
Fava on the corner owns this little cute little drive, this little shop that's like right next to him. You can it has a little drive through, but it's vacant right now.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Everyday Nutrition to move there.
Oh yeah.
Because it'd be really close to the college, and that's a kind of a college, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
They can do some outdoor seating right there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of I've definitely been in Fava and said, hey, what would it take to get this building rentable? And I've got someone that's on, that would want to rent it. But never got that far. So
yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I always thought that little building would be
so cute,
like a great Euro stand, that was open till 2:00 in the morning,
I just think anything unique that would bring,
that
would drive even people from other communities to Forest City.
Yeah.
For instance, there's this amazing lady here. She lives in Forest City. She's from Ukraine. And she makes probably the best sourdough bread you've ever had in your life.
Oh yeah.
It is incredible. She does the Clear Lake Farmers Market only, and she sells out every single Saturday. So she came to me at the chamber and said, "Hey, I would like to have a business, but I need a commercial oven, and she needs help finding this." And so the process then is to go to economic development, and they kind of connect her with people that can help her get started.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that process went. I do know that she met with that person at Nyack, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Papa John.
yes, and they can have she has a website, and they can have her sourdough delivered to the chamber where they can pick up. So that's a start to it at least. We haven't found her a business in Forest City, but that's her goal.
Wow.
And I think something like that would bring people to her shop.
Yeah, sure would. We have the meat market now.
New meat market.
Yeah, Conger Meat Market, and on the south end of town. I was in there just yesterday, and I thought it was phenomenal. That was the first visit that I'd been there. That's where we take our steers, for butchering for the meat business. But now they've opened up their meat counter, a satellite in Forest City, which is awesome. So looking forward to that. Those are all good things. You've done a good job in 3 years, really putting a new, fresh face and a posture to the community, leaning forward, open to creative ideas. And I think what happens is that if you have somebody that is energetic and willing to try new things, and with your demeanor of being able to just say, I'm not threatening, I'm not coming to this, I just think wouldn't this be fun? And people are like, yeah, that would be fun. And then we'll hang another banner and we'll do something different. And people see then that works. And then well, now they're open to the next new thing, So I think you might have helped pave the way for, obviously, Megan, who's coming after you. Megan Dewhurst is going to do a good job. But small town chamber directors, they are the connection to everything that's going on, good, bad, and indifferent sometimes, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've learned so much. I didn't know that this is all what the chamber did before I even started the job. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible what a difference that the chambers can do in each small community for your community. So
a chamber is and it's all supported by its member funds, right?
It's member funds. We do have it set up where we get a percentage of the hotel motel tax.
Okay.
Our 2 hotels.
Okay.
So
that's how it's financed.
Yep.
And so then we have something, you mentioned it, the economic development. What do they do? Well, I don't understand why we have two things that are seeming like they are doing the same thing. I mean, so what makes them different, I guess, is probably the
they're more they're capital investments and trying to bring big industries into Forest City. Chamber's more local business.
Yeah. Supporting the ones that are already here.
They're trying to bring in big industries. They've got space ready for one right now. I know that there's different prospects they're meeting with. So they brought in the railroad, how many years ago?
So that's okay. So automatically I am at odds with the economic development. I'm like, your railroad is in the way. that was a bad idea. Now, there's a lot of farmers that don't feel that way, but I'm already in the crosshairs of of farmers sometimes anyway. It's like,
There is talk, though, about potentially joining the Chamber in Economic Development, because there's other communities that have done it and been very successful.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'd think that, obviously you work closely with them. There's a lot going on, and it's the same group of people for the most part. I suppose that boards are, shared community members to a fair degree. They go from one to the other, or they're on both maybe. Yeah, I've just always, it's interesting. But now you're heading into the exciting world of financial planning. And I, like I said, I think, and people listening to this, like they can hear your voice and they're like, well, yeah, clearly, you have a good demeanor, very friendly. You're open to good listener, and you want to help people. And so that is, I think, critical to being successful in financial planning. So what do you most look forward to, I guess, as you start this new endeavor today?
Yeah, I know. Here we go. Well, thank you for the nice compliments first. I'm just looking forward to a little bit slower pace.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah.
And just having more flexibility, and I'm excited to learn this new industry, and being able to help people say, hey, you can retire.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to learn a lot here in the next couple months, and it's pretty exciting.
With your, you say that you would ask your kids, my niece and nephew, what would you do? What would you like to see for pucker brush and that type of thing? I think about the just financial awareness of our kids, not even kids, like just the average person. Their financial literacy is so low,
very low,
and they don't understand, how money works. They don't understand budgeting. They always understand if they don't have enough money, but they don't understand maybe why, and so I think I can see you learning this and being very successful as you become, each certification and licensure and experience and all of that. But obviously your network of people is tremendous, and Taylor's not a knucklehead. Like, he knows that everybody, which is really smart. But also like the efforts to, even like help out the school district to say, hey kids, like, it's a fun thing. In the Army, we did that when we'd have our weekends.
I could totally do that.
Yeah, with National Guard to bring in these new troops, and James Johnson and I would sit there and we'd on a whiteboard when we were just kind of killing time. There'd be like a moment, like half hour, where we're kind of waiting for a chow or something like that, and then we would say, do you guys understand how compound interest works? And of course, these are high school kids, or, they don't know anything, because they've never been taught, and you start writing it out, and like how much you can have just on a regular for the next, and then when you're at 50, how much you'll have. And people are like, whoa, no idea. And it's not like I was saving money when I was 18 either.
Right.
Were you?
No, no.
So we need to get the word out.
Absolutely. No, I can see myself doing that, actually.
Yeah.
Once I get down the road and, know more about what I'm doing, and I can definitely see myself doing that. Actually, the Chamber, we have a program that we kind of set that up. Like, it's called the Pillars at Waldorf. So we like I will coordinate someone from MBT Bank, like a financial person from there, and they'll come talk to their students, like a real world situation. And so, we do that at the Chamber. So I can see myself, saying, Megan, I can do this, eventually.
That's great. And that's something that it's going to, the schedule is going to be a little different. You said that you're looking to slow things down. And part of it's just, when you plan, it's got to be that, when you're planning events for the Chamber, your day is maybe 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever your hours were officially at the Chamber. But that's not when the events for the community happen. They all have to be scheduled after people get done working.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like
so then
nights and weekends.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it.
Yeah. So you get those back.
Yeah.
Which will be nice. You mentioned being able to maybe do some ladies' nights and some planning out there and put some heart and soul into those type of things, which is golf. And of course, that's a passion for you, you know. So I look forward to you'll be happy on the golf course, but not running the golf course
Yes.
and not having to do a tournament.
Yeah, so that's so funny you say that because my whole life, like my dad, I played golf every day with my dad and brother growing up, and they're like, Julie, you're gonna do so much business on the golf course when you grow up, and like I'm like, but so far I haven't really done any business on the golf course.
Yeah.
So I think now I'm gonna do business on the golf course.
There you go.
Taylor is like, Julie, I want you to use your skills and go golf and I just want you to go golf.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
build relationships on the golf course. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, there was a story. We used to tell this in recruiting several years ago when I was recruiting. There was a period of time where you could order like your own swag and through points that were based on enlistments and a lot of points. So I could buy a lot of swag, you know, Awana style or whatever. And so I got these 22-ounce plastic cups that had Waldorf University, like the old school Warrior logo with the W on it, and then my name and my phone number. And they went to Waldorf. Now, I was an idiot because I didn't realize that they sold fountain and you needed lids. But these did not come with lids. So I had this, like, I probably had 1,500 of these cups. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're nice. I still have a sleeve of them, you know, so they're just around, right? But finally, I'd had them, I'd give them away. I did just here and there. And then finally, at that time, the Keeleys, they were running the golf course. And I was like, how about I'll just give you, I have all these cups, and you just have these cups. And you can serve beer in them, and they're washable. They're great. They're not doing anything where I've got. And Brian's like, yeah, I'll take free glasses,
Right.
22-ounce glasses, you know, and they were plastic, you know, but it was Waldorf and then my name for recruiting National Guard. And so the story was, so then when I would bring people up here, my bosses from Des Moines and whatever, and they'd say, well, let's go golfing. Bear Creek's a great place to go golf. I'm a terrible golfer, but it's a beautiful course and it's a lot of fun. And so we would go out there, and I loved it every time they were served a glass of beer and it had my name on it.
That is the best.
And
Look at that.
and they were just like, well, how did you coordinate this? And I just said, well, this is like, you know, working with people, you know, knowing your audience.
Yeah.
Also, I had way too many left over and I didn't know what else to do with them. So I didn't tell them that part.
No.
But the story that went along with that inspired me was that there was a guy who was being a salesperson who sold cars, and he was deducting all of these things on his taxes, which included his membership to the local country club.
Okay.
And the IRS guy, who we all love, IRS guys, and he was like, he's like, you can't deduct this, and he's like, is that right? He's like, all right. Well, let's go. Hop in the car. Let's go down to the country club with me. If I can't deduct my membership as a business expense to the golf course, they went through the parking lot, and every single one of the cars had his car dealership's sticker on it. So
Hey.
you know, and the guy's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that qualifies as a deduction. You know,
Right.
yeah. So yeah, do your business on the golf
That's what I'm
course.
looking forward
yeah.
to.
Yeah, make it
Yeah.
deductible. Make the IRS say, Julie, you can't.
That's what I'm planning to do.
And then be like, oh, yes, I can. Let's go
Yeah.
see. Yeah, wonderful. Well, you look, everybody knows I'm biased, but they can hear it in your voice. You're just bright and sunny and friendly and just very charming. You make people feel happy and excited about whatever idea you're throwing. That's why they can't say no to you. They're just like, yeah, I guess that sounds like a good idea. Let's jump off this bridge. And you're like, we'll jump off together. It'll be fun. You know, and so you have that ability. You're going to do just great in your new position. And as you learn this new field, obviously, this is for us not goodbye, because I mean we see it all the time, and my niece and nephew will be out, you know, later this week. It sounds like they're going to help me with the chickens and stuff
Yes,
like
they
that. So
are.
that'll be fun. So yes, thank you for being the sunny side of so many people's lives and just inspiring them to think out of the box, to be creative, to promote our little community, because I think that's where people want to be. It's just a small town, and you've just done a great job doing that, and we'll continue in a different way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for so nice, Troy. You're so nice to me all the time. So thank you. No, I think this was a great recap, actually, just of like to kind of like one chapter closes, another one opens. And it was just great to recap what I did. And on Friday, I was, kind of collecting all my personal items and putting them in a basket. And man, I was like tearing up because it's just like, I really threw my heart and soul in this job. And so I think I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for this one to close, but I'm very, very excited for this new chapter in my life.
Well,
so thanks.
If you are, you're not there yet. You've got some things you have to, like anybody that's going into your field, there's some tests and licenses and things that you have to, so you're building. But if you are interested in working with Julianna Burkholder and Taylor Wilson in that firm, we will put a link in the show notes for Taylor's business so that we can head you in the right direction. This will drive my son Tanner nuts because he's a different company. But you know what? That's a good little competition. You guys will be able to talk about nerdy financial things at Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Like that. Yeah. Wonderful. So we'll put a link in the show notes for you. And wish you all the best and success. And thanks for being the sunny side of our family's lives. And people, if you don't know this, so Julianna, we call him Julie, and her husband Reed, my brother-in-law, which is Heidi's brother, we're married here at Sunnyside, and it has stuck. So we're doing good. How many years has that been?
And you married us.
Well, that's right. I officiated. That's right. The one and only wedding that I've officiated. I'm at 100%, so don't let anything happen there, right? So how long ago was that? It seemed like
13 years ago.
Whoa, 13 years. Yeah. Under what we now call the wedding tree out here at Sunnyside, a gigantic silver maple that has 2 enormous trunks that go in. I mean, it's all joined at the bottom, so we call it the wedding tree. And you guys it was the coolest thing. They're both golfers. So then instead of like lighting a unity candle, it was an outdoor wedding. The pictures make it look like it's so warm and wonderful, but it was cool. It was cold. It was like September, wasn't it? It was something like, was it September?
It was September, and it was 30 degrees out.
So cool. You guys took your wedges, and then you both teed off with your wedges, and instead some people light a unity candle and what different things, and that's what you guys did. And then it was so cool because then your shots crossed, and it was so cool. Yeah, and then
I hit a draw and he hit a fade, and then just went shoo.
Yeah. You guys can do that. If I try to do that, slice. Well, that's not right.
See, you got half of the battle. You need someone that hits the hook, and then you can do it too.
Yeah. But if then I tried to plan it, I'd do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Awesome. Well, it's so good to have you out here once again at the Sunnyside, and hope everybody enjoyed hearing the bright and shiny voice of Julianna Burkholder, who is moving from the Forest City Chamber of Commerce to, what is the business? What is Taylor's?
Greenstone Wealth Management.
Greenstone Wealth Management.
Right in the corner of Clark and J.
And we'll have a link in the show notes if you want to get in touch. There you are. All right. Have a great week.
When the shadows fall and doubts begin to creep, remember, together we're strong, never weak. Lift your neighbor up with kindness every day. Let your actions speak the words you want to say.
The Sunnyside of Life is a weekly production about our life on the family farmstead here in Iowa, the liberties we prize, and the pursuits which make us happy. None of this is possible, of course, without Christ in our lives. For the Lord God is our sun and our shield. He gives us grace and glory.
Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Share this sunny side life.
May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may the sunny side of your life in Christ be made evident unto you each and every day, and give you peace.